Everybody has an opinion.
No, I don't think so.
I employ that bloke for when gigs are going bad.
You look incredibly rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you like that. It's a little bit of weight.
Ba-bum.
There we are. Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 13.
13, and it is not Friday, so we are safe.
We're safe. I'm still sick.
Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost over. It's a little bit of a niggle in the throat, but pretty much okay. My son took the day off today, so it is still around.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think my eldest daughter, got hit just recently. So everybody, if you subscribe to vaccinations, go get your seasonal vaccinations. If not, garlic and honey works very well.
Yeah,
allegedly. What's been happening in the news?
Yeah, tell us.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. Wow.
Clone Alexis Stone or alien?
Yeah, and you're ugly.
Yeah, now I've been following this because I didn't see anything unusual because in Australia we grew up with Sam Newman.
Sure.
And Sam Newman was a footy player. I think he was a footy player in the 1800s, you know. That's how old he's been a footy player for.
I accept that.
And he's still active on social media. He was on the footy show. And he had massive work done.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago, massive work. And we all just went, yep, that's still Sam Newman, but with work done.
Yeah, with some extra steps. For those of you who maybe aren't keeping up with that news, Jim Carrey made a very rare public appearance at the 51st César Awards in Paris on the 26th of February, where he accepted an honorary award.
Yep.
It caused it caused a big stir. People were shook at his new appearance.
Yeah.
Theories that he may be an alien, a reptilian, which for those of you out there who subscribe to the reptilian theory, I don't mind it.
I'm a lizard.
I don't think it's a reptilian in this case. Alexis Stone, a drag queen makeup artist, came out with a post on Instagram claiming to have been Jim Carrey, but it was a very clearly AI.
It was an AI image, wasn't it?
We have been trained enough now. I mean, when we saw the first Will Smith spaghetti thing, you know, we're like, whoa, this is crazy, but it'll never be able to trick us. Now it's getting there, but I think those of us who are au fait enough with online content can see it immediately. Yeah. It's just the lighting's wrong, the framing's wrong. Interestingly, Alexis Stone already had like 1.3 million followers prior to this, and I went on Social Blade. He's only gained like 125,000 followers, so it's not like it was a big clout thing. It didn't pay off the way he was expecting, I guess. A lot of people having a go. What are your theories?
Well, I honestly, I think it's just plastic surgery. I think he, whatever age he is, he has decided that a nip and a tuck here and there, maybe some filler. I don't know, maybe some special effects. I saw some person saying it is definitely Jim Carrey, but he may have had some plasticine put around his chin or increased certain lines of his jaw. But it's still him. And then people are freaking out. He's speaking French. He's Canadian. Of course he speaks French.
He's Canadian, and he did spend months practicing this speech. He knew that. But then, you know, the conspiracy theorist side of me is like, well, of course his publicist is going to say that. She's a reptile as well. Right?
Of course.
Ridiculous.
Of course.
Yeah, look, I think it may be a case. A lot of Jim Carrey fans are surprised because he has in the past said that he's against plastic surgery. He's against that whole thing.
Sure.
And he's sort of come back very zen instead of being all, you know, the media's bad and Hollywood's evil, which was his rhetoric prior. So I don't know. Let's wait until Jim, I think, comes out and says something.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, it'd be good to see that. I know he's gone through some hardships. His partner passed away, and obviously he's had mental stresses, and you would do being at that high up. In Hollywood.
For sure. Well, you know, yet to be seen, Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I think Jim Carrey is just Jim Carrey. No clone, no alien. Definitely was some work done.
Yeah, and the other part of me is like, you know, Kris Jenner came out not so long ago and had fantastic work done, right? And it was a huge thing. Maybe Jim and his publicists and such thought we can be the next Keanu Reeves. You know, people go, wow, look how good he looks, but didn't really pan out.
Yeah.
Magda Szubanski has announced on Instagram that she is in remission.
Oh, that's great news.
It's awesome news. Probably, I think a lot of the news is doom and gloom at the moment.
Yep.
But she came out and said that, she's in remission from the old stage 4 mantle cell lymphoma, which is blood cancer. I didn't know that.
Right, pretty serious. Now, again, for those people not familiar with perhaps Australian comedy from the 80s even, going all the way back to Fast Forward where she played Michelle and Ferret. Alan Pentland was Ferret and Magda Szubanski was Michelle. They played two characters that I have been told by an older generation that are called Sharpies. My Generation X would have just simplified that into Bogan, but maybe that's the preamble to the Bogan. You know how that image of the lizard coming out of the water, becoming a squirrel, becoming a monkey. So the Sharpie was a pre-Bogan.
The gateway.
Yeah, the gateway to a Bogan. And it was great news. She's obviously not just known for that character. She plays, we'll say, dumbed down character, and I mean that in a both a metaphorical sense and in a literal sense. A netballer.
Yeah, Sharon Strzelecki.
Yeah, she's not the smartest tool in the shed, is she?
No, but she's certainly got the sharpest haircut.
She's very good. And and many other characters that she plays.
Yeah, just honestly a national treasure.
Yeah, so. Probably the one that people might know her as was the farmer's wife in Babe.
Oh, Babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was too.
That's right.
Man, I forgot about that.
She played a much older character. She was much younger than the character she was playing. Yeah.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Mad. I'm going to go and rewatch Babe. Kyle and Jackie O.
All right. So you called this last week.
I did. I called it. They are kaput. They are done and dusted officially.
My phone has not rung yet.
Oh, well, that's interesting. Mine's been going off all afternoon.
Okay.
ARN have taken the show off air effective immediately.
Okay.
After Jackie Henderson told the network she could not continue working with Kyle. This was triggered by the heated on-air exchange that we spoke about last week on the 20th of Feb, where Kyle was mocking Jackie's astrology and her work ethic. They have now, ARN has issued Kyle a written notice alleging serious misconduct and a breach of contract. They've suspended him for 14 days to remedy the breach of contract. And if he doesn't, he's out.
And remedy means say sorry, is that?
Sorry.
Well, yeah, it's pretty open for interpretation there. So I don't know what I really think this is the out they've been waiting for, personally.
Yeah, I wonder. It's another Melburnian, Marty Sheargold, sort of went out in kind of a heated way, didn't he? He said some arguably questionable comments about football, women's AFL football specifically.
And what he'd prefer to do instead of watching it, which, I mean, he had a lot of time to do that after he said that, didn't he?
He did. So, what we can say is old middle-aged white men saying inappropriate things and losing their jobs.
Yeah,
seems
absolutely.
to be a theme.
That's it. Well, I did actually reach out personally to Jackie, have yet to hear back for a comment. I think it's sad. 27 years they worked together. You'd think there'd be a bit more of a level of respect, I guess. But, I think if you're an ARN upper executive right now, you're probably very happy. Whew, kicking back. Pretty happy.
Pretty happy they've got an out because I think you said last episode they were at number 8.
Yeah.
And that'll be out of what, 15
I
so?
think around 15, in Melbourne, so not doing very well.
So Melbourne killed the Sydney hosts?
Yeah, I think a big shout out also needs to go to Mad Effing Witches, who have done a lot of good work trying to raise awareness about advertising and how, quite frankly, shit the show has been. So probably a great day for Mad Effing Witches as well.
And that shit being your opinion.
Sure, just my opinion. But, there's a big opening for people with opinions now on radio.
Yeah, there is. Honestly, if you did get that phone call, would you leave me? I'd have to run the show by myself?
No, Moz. People who are familiar with the show Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Morry and I are like Mac and Charlie, where they have the one resume. They're applying for jobs and it's the single and they both sit there and it's like, oh, we come together, double resume. That's us. We're Mac and Charlie.
Kind of a package deal.
We sort of work as a team.
Oh, good.
Well, there it is. Carl and Jackie O, R.I.P. End of an era. Now, I believe you have a bit of interesting...
Well, more of a gossip thing.
Just a bit of a fact.
So you said Jackie O, what's her name?
Henderson is
Jackie Henderson. So but she goes by the name of Jackie O. You know who I always thought this was his name? Rove McManus. I thought Rove was, I guess, a Scottish name. Or, yeah, or a Celtic name of sorts. But no, it's actually a nickname. Rove McManus, the man, the comedian, and then he's a host on his own show, Rove. He created a lot of productions like The Project, for example. His actual real name His name is John Henry Michael McManus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like a heir to a creamed corn factory or something.
Yeah, that's right. It's 1923 and John Henry Michael McManus is doing comedy. Yeah. It's a little bit of a shock there, but Rove, a single name. I mean, I go by a single name, Morry. So, I can't be too critical, but there we go. So I imagine that if a bus is barreling down about to hit Rove, do not scream, "Hey, look out, John Henry Michael McManus." I don't think he'll know.
No, he probably wouldn't
he's probably
respond.
more of a Rove today.
History. 27th of Feb 2002,
Yep.
Spike Milligan died at the age of 83 in East Sussex, England.
That is quite an innings.
Is in it. I think he was born in India.
He was, and he would have been in British India with
Yeah.
the Raj before they got
And the
independence.
tea and all of that good stuff.
Well, I think they still have tea.
Oh, I'm sure. Of course, he was a writer and performer, best known for BBC Radio's The Goon Show.
Yeah.
Loved The Goon Show.
And he also loved Australia. Did you know he almost moved to Woy Woy?
I didn't know
in
that.
New South Wales. Woy Woy. WOYWOY. Yeah.
Woy woy. His gravestone is in Irish. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this, but it says, "I told you I was ill." And the churchyard originally said absolutely not, so he had it put in Irish. I just think that's so funny.
That's funny. Woy Woy, by the way, means much water or big lagoon.
Well, there you go.
Sounds like a punchline to a Spike Milligan joke.
Sure. 28th of Feb, 1955. Gilbert Gottfried was born in New York City.
I do not know that name. Tell me more.
Gilbert? You don't know Gilbert Gottfried?
No.
Really? Genuinely?
Well, that's why I listen to this podcast.
That's it. So Gilbert Gottfried is a very well-known to most people stand-up comedian and voice actor. I know him as a millennial from Disney's Aladdin. He was Iago, you know, the parrot?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So that was one of his he returned to that through all of the TV series right up until his death in 2022.
Okay. Now, no, totally did not know who he was. But in some of the episodes before this, I talk about not being in Australia. For those that want to know where I was in China for 14 years.
Sure.
I chose to be. I wasn't.
Well, then especially that WAP video that I tried to show, that would not have come through China's internet at all.
No, that's right. That's right.
Oh, dear. 2nd of March, 1904, going way back now. Theodore Zeus Geisel, also known as Dr. Zeus, was born in Springfield, Massachusetts.
I do know Dr. Zeus.
You do?
Yeah.
There we go. Author and illustrator, obviously. Bit of trivia, Green Eggs and Ham was written using only 50 different words after a challenge from his publisher.
Okay.
Pretty cool fact, I guess.
The typewriter had broken and they're like, we can't write it. It's only got these many words.
Well, typewriters used ink, didn't they? So I guess it could be it's running out of ink. Whatever. 3rd of March, 1985. One of my favourite shows of the 80s, Moonlighting, premiered in the ABC in the United States.
Yeah, Bruce Willis. This is probably the one that made him.
I believe it was his first television role.
Yeah.
Also beautiful Sybil Shepherd.
Yeah.
Played alongside him. Now, the reason I bring this up is because Bruce Willis, not many people see him as a comedy actor, but his timing, his understanding of comedy, it really shines in Moonlighting. He's hilarious.
Yep.
Almost a straight man, I'd say. He's very measured.
Yep.
All right, bit of trivia about that. The episode, The Dream Sequence Always Rings Twice, fantastic name, by the way, is introduced by Orson Welles and was one of his final on-camera appearances.
Orson Welles was an American actor.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the author, George
Orwell.
No,
that's right. Who wrote 1984. Easily confused.
Easily.
And you wouldn't be an idiot for thinking otherwise.
Anyone could make that mistake.
Exactly.
Very intelligent people make that mistake
They do.
all the time.
All the time.
Beautiful. And on the 4th of March, 1994, John Candy died at the age of 43. Big loss.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Didn't mean it like that. I loved John Candy.
I mean, it was a literal big loss, but Planes, Trains and Automobiles,
That's
one
it.
of his classics.
Yep.
Oh, that feels good. Oh, God, I'm telling you.
Uncle Buck, Spaceballs, and of course, Cool Runnings.
Such a lovable character. I assume it was a heart attack or some
It was a heart attack, yeah.
health related.
Did you know he filmed all of his scenes for Home Alone in under 24 hours? It was reported as 23 hours straight.
Okay.
Shot everything for the film.
So it might not have been a heart attack, could have been a cocaine overdose.
Well, I believe if you look at all the people who go by heart attacks, it's usually all the coke they did in the 70s and 80s that got them.
Yeah, right.
So
Back when it was pure.
I think it's time we crack open a beer.
Let's do that, yes. Now, you went down to Swords Beer and Wine this time, as you did last time.
I did.
And what have we got here?
Well, this is new in fact, that we had to just scan another beer. So this is Wolf of the Willows Chopper West Coast IPA. And it's got a cute little puppy dog on it.
I was about to say that.
Well, on the back here it says, a nod to one of our favourite four-legged friends from the big screen. Chopper is a crispy 6.5% West Coast IPA with bright citrus mixed with a classic pine and dark notes. Lean malt, firm bitterness, and a resinous finish keeps it refreshing and vicious enough. Oh, man. I've got to stop doing these reads. At the end it says Chopper, sick balls.
Oh, yeah, sick balls, sick. And it's a dog with a green towel that looks like maybe Chopper has just ripped up the front seat of a car. Dark notes seems to be almost on every can of beer.
It seems very...
I don't know what dark notes mean.
No, I'm drawn to them.
Is that dark note?
And there's a whole bunch of, it looks like
old
Holdens or...
Yeah, 1950s.
Like EJs and...
Yeah, 1950s cars kind of drawn in the back. Anyway, it's someone in Wolf of the Willows brewery is obviously... There's an inside joke. So let's have a drink. I can smell those dark notes, I guess.
I can feel them in my soul.
That's not a bad...
It's an interesting kick on the end.
Yeah, it's got that bitterness right at the end.
Yeah, that firm bitterness.
That bitter melon thing that we had the other day, the other episode.
Oh, it's quite nice.
Not a bad drop. And it is, wow, we're sticking with the high percentage, 6.5%. Oh, but I will say...
We just saw it at the same time because I thought it felt okay in the hand, but it's only a 355.
355, people. Come on, Australian standards, 375. We're missing out on 20 mils.
I know.
Which is almost half a golf ball.
That's almost... it's just a shame. For those of you who are a bit confused, we're starting a measuring system whereby we hide our alcohol in different small shot-sized things. Golf ball. Ping pong ball would not work. It would affect the play of the ball, wouldn't it? It wouldn't bounce.
Yeah, sure.
Ah, lovely. All right. Well,
so yeah, well, look, I've been a bit satirical in this interview so far. Hopefully, the audience has picked up on that. I'm not always that serious, and the reason I bring that up is because I had a great interview with John Delmenico, and of course, he's the editor of The Chaser.
yeah, wow.
Now, people may know the name. They wouldn't know the face necessarily unless they Google him, because The Chaser isn't a TV show anymore. It's a website. It's a publication. Yeah. And John writes some amazing headlines and, of course, the body as well. But often we only get to the headline because the headlines are very, very funny and very satirical. And John, of course, is one of the speakers at the Business of Comedy Conference.
Yes, he is.
On the 16th, 17th and 18th of April.
At Crown Plaza in Melbourne.
That's right. So it's the end of the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. It's running the same week. And John will be in a session with The Onion's Scott Dickers.
Wow.
Yeah, we're hoping to get Scott on this on one of the episodes very soon.
Yeah, I think quite soon.
Yeah, and Andrew J. Nash. Andrew J. Nash was the technical writer for HBO's The Silicon Valley show.
Amazing show.
Such a funny show. And he was, in this case, Andrew was writing a lot of the in-jokes, a lot of the finer detail, making sure that there was logic between
Yes.
episodes.
I'd love to have him on the podcast actually as well, have some questions about tip-to-tip efficiency. I think he may have had a big hand in writing that.
Yeah, no, I imagine. But in this case, John Delmenico will be on that panel with those other two gentlemen. And I just spoke to Dan Illick, and you might know him from many ABC productions, but also his own podcast, Irrational Fear.
Wow.
And fingers crossed, we'll be able to coincide his visit to Melbourne, because he's actually a little bit of an actor as well. He's just told me that he is in an ABC role. As long as the moons align and he's got the 16th free.
Hold on, moons align. I don't want to hear any astrology on this podcast. Get out. It's so hard to work with, Morry.
I never do any work. Oh, dear. So Dan will be most likely the moderator if things go to plan. But anyway, this is my interview with John Delmenico.
Let's have a listen now.
G'day, John. How are you, mate?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good, John. Now, you're in Sydney, aren't you?
I'm in Canberra, actually.
You're in Canberra. Okay. Head of Australia. For those, we get a few international listeners. Most people overseas probably don't know that Canberra is the capital of Australia.
Yeah, it's sort of like if Washington or London was way less interesting.
Yeah, right. And it was built or designed by an American, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was like some competition and an American won with this revolutionary idea of like, what if we just make everything circles?
Yep.
And then halfway through they gave up. And so it just became a really weird shape.
Yeah, Walter Burley Griffin, I think was his name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe he ended up moving to, or maybe he always lived in Melbourne. He lives over in Heidelberg. In fact, there's a house. The only reason I know this is because I accidentally stumbled across while walking the dog. You know, like normally you find a dead body, but in this case I found his house that he lived in, and I think, again, he had designed it, the Walter Burley Griffin House. So it has a plaque. Over there, it's actually quite a nice part of Melbourne. No roundabout. Oh, there is a roundabout in front of it as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch for him.
Yeah, well, of course. He probably had one left over. Well, thank you, John. Now, John, you are the editor of The Chaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, is a satirical news outlet that was started in the 90s and for about 20 years was also on TV. But now it's back to just digital news content.
Yeah. Probably easier to control lawsuits, isn't it? With you can remove an article quickly than having Chaz.
But then we also don't have the ABC lawyers, so it's a real swing and a roundabout there.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, keeping on theme with the roundabouts, good. And satire is obviously a pinnacle point of The Chaser. What's some recent lines that you've come out with?
Recently, we've had Trump loses interest in Greenland after discovering not all islands are like Epstein's.
Good.
Isaac Herzog offers to sign cops pepper spray.
That's right. I saw that. That was very good. That was based on the Sydney protests when he came to visit about a month ago, wasn't it? And quite a few Australians decided they didn't like that visit.
Yeah, that a lot of Australians decided they didn't like it, and the police decided they really didn't like anyone not liking it.
Yeah, they're like, you better like it. Take this. And
my favorite part of that whole controversy was a big part of the police crackdown was that they wanted to march the normal march.
Yep.
But what the marchers didn't know was that where Herzog was being secretly kept was 2 blocks away from where they're going.
Right.
And so they decided it was the marchers' fault that they wanted to go somewhere they didn't know he was going to be nearby.
And so they panicked? Are you suggesting they panicked? They thought they may have known, or?
I did see there was tweets from journalists saying where he was, but that was after he was already there.
Yep.
Way after the protest has already been organized.
Yep.
So it wasn't a known thing where he was going to be beforehand.
Yeah, right.
Because they kept it all secret.
And
which is just a great thing for protest laws. When if something is kept secret, you can also use that as a reasoning to crack down on protests.
Yeah. You should have known somehow, but of course impossible to know. Now, of course, we are talking about Sydney. Sydney is pretty famous globally. I don't think of too many people who wouldn't know Sydney is a big city. Like, for you to get 2 blocks from a secret location by accident is pretty good in terms of, Cluedo.
I mean, yeah, it is like, I do think if I was the police and I wanted to hide a diplomat to not be near anyone, I probably wouldn't put him in the CBD.
No.
Like, that would just be there's a lot of areas in Sydney that are just terrible and no one would ever go to. Yeah, you could just hide him there. You wouldn't have any protesters wanting to go near them, mainly just because why would they ever go to that area?
Yeah, sure.
They kept him pretty close to Town Hall, which if I was to guess where you would want to hold a protest against the government, Town Hall, just the hunch is probably where they're going to do it.
Yep. No, makes sense. They should have chosen Cabramatta. Is that, what's the one people in Canberra? Oh, I guess people in Canberra just say Canberra, don't they?
Yeah. We usually actually say Queanbeyan because
Queanbeyan.
We can pretend that it's a massive difference that it's a town that is cut off purely by the state border.
Gotcha. Oh, that's in New South Wales. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like genuinely like a 5-minute drive from Canberra.
Yeah.
But it just like coincidentally is where they put the state border, so it's 2 different
states.
So it's a city and then a town right next to it.
So again, for those from overseas, Canberra is within the territorial area of the ACT, the Australian Capital Territory, which is a landmass surrounding the city of Canberra, and what is probably 2 dairy farms and a milk bar. What else is in that space of the ACT?
Well, weirdly, there's like a random beach that is about a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
from Canberra that is also technically ACT.
Yeah.
I can't remember which beach it is because it's also next to another beach that is like a more famous beach. So chances are if you're going to the area, you're just going to the one that is technically New South Wales. But like people who live on that beach, they have different license plates to everyone around them.
Right.
They have different like tax laws and it's a very strange thing because the ACT wanted a beach.
Okay.
So we just sort of got one. Despite it not being anywhere near where we are.
And it's not Cold War Berlin, is it? There's not the one gigantic road that runs all the way from Canberra that's part of the ACT that runs all the way to the coastline?
That would make sense. No, it's a lot more like America and then Alaska.
Alaska, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, interesting. So in the future, people will have to bring their passport to get to that beach, to pass through New South Wales. These are in-jokes for Australians. Well, fantastic. And satire, of course, is everything that's come out of our mouth in the last few minutes. And that is the topic of the Business of Comedy conference session that you'll be talking on, John. Obviously an expert in satire. You'll be sitting next to Scott Dickers from The Onion, the American satirical newspaper or social media platform that it is today. And also Andrew J. Nash, who was one of the technical writers for HBO's Silicon Valley.
Yeah, that show's great.
It was, wasn't it? I'm looking forward to Andrew talking about the Easter eggs that he has embedded inside the show, because it wasn't just the script and the camera work, but behind the scenes and in the background and sometimes the foreground, there were little technical Easter eggs that only tech nerds would understand. And so in your session, you'll be talking about satire and how important it is to democracy. Without giving too much away, because obviously we want people to come along to your session, to come along to the whole 3 days, what are some of your thoughts early on?
Well, I think it's interesting that satire has existed for as long as democracy has.
Okay.
Like we have translated versions of ancient satirical plays.
Okay.
They are interesting to read because they weren't allowed to use the names of politicians.
Mm-hmm.
So they would just sort of like come up with caricature ones similar to how sitcoms do it. But like a lot of the criticism is still criticism you would see today.
Yep.
Like I can't remember what the play was called, but one of them is about a politician who goes around bragging about how much he loves the gods.
Yep.
And then he dies without realizing it. And he goes to the afterlife and starts bragging at the gods about how much he loves the gods and how much the gods would love him, not realizing they're the gods.
Right.
And I'm like, that feels like something you could use against a lot of politicians today, that they just weaponize the religion to gain votes without actually caring about the thing they talk about.
Yeah. Yep. No, absolutely correct there. Sounds like another Herzog reference there.
I mean, very recent news, the Liberal Party document the Liberal Party's internal election review document has come out, and they referred to and in it there is references to the Timu Trump joke that surrounded Peter Dutton, which Amy Ramikis, the journalist, came up with, and that a lot of satirists jumped on that, and also the Voldemort jokes.
Oh yeah,
that they noticed both of those jokes kept in people's minds and actually affected how they viewed Peter Dutton.
Yeah, wow. And that the Voldemort one is with the lighting that came from underneath. I think there was a power outage at a conference, and the lighting was from underneath. Yes, it just cast black shadows over his eyes, didn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't help when you look like a villain, but then when you try to argue your difference, you also have similar viewpoints.
Sure.
Like if he was like the most progressive guy in the world, calling him Voldemort would have gone away within like a week.
No, sure.
But when your policies include hurting people, everyone is going to be like, the evil guy.
Yeah, well, Voldemort only wanted to hurt one person, so it wasn't so bad.
Although that one person was fleeing persecution as a baby, so that is the kind of person that
on brand
Dutton would want to go after.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Chaser ourselves have a very weird relationship when it comes to the power of satire, because we know for a fact that a bunch of political parties in Australia at one point in time would train their politicians on what to do if the Chaser made fun of them.
Yeah, right.
Because so many politicians would get pranked by the original Chaser members
and
look ridiculous in the pranks, and it makes them look bad.
Sure.
That they started actively working, being like, okay, if you get pranked, this is what you do. And the main thing they'll do is just sort of make the sketch boring.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they got pranked, the one thing that pranksters don't want is for everyone to try to play along.
Mm-hmm.
There's a clip of Tanya Plibersek getting asked to hold a mouse, and she still has that mouse. That was a prank in like 2016 or 2019, and she still to this day owns that mouse and posted about it recently.
Oh wow, that's amazing. So it's like they did improv training, yes and. So yeah, wow.
Yeah, they're very like the fear of getting made fun of and it sticking has led to politicians actively trying to work around it, which is such a funny thing for them to be scared of, instead of like scared of journalists finding out much worse things than our jokes are.
Yeah. Well, I imagine the Canberra Comedy Festival, which is coming up, I think it follows after the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, we should have half of Parliament performing their own shows, right?
I think they're going to be too drunk for a comedy festival.
That's right. True.
One group of people who do more drugs than comedians do at a comedy festival.
Yeah. John, thank you. That's great. I think we're going to learn a lot more from you in the session, which is how satire is important to a healthy democracy. I think given every time you turn on the TV, it's something about Trump, Epstein, of course, now the war in Iran. The only way we can stay sane is probably with humour.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm excited for the conference.
Excellent. All right. So that was John Delmenico. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that session.
I think that's going to be a great session, and people can go to the website, businessofcomedy.com.
And they can come for just the one day. So the 16th is all about government and industry coming together. So the bigger picture, so the 30,000-foot view. Day 2 is more industry and creative. So the industries like podcasting and advertising and marketing and tech and those things, and the creatives behind it, the writers, the comedians, the directors, the producers. And then day 3 is people who want to get into comedy, people who've maybe never done stand-up, never done improv, never written comedy, who want to get started.
And there's workshops, isn't there?
There's workshops as well. So you can book for day 1 or 2 or 3 or all of them. Of course, there's a massive discount if you do book for all 3.
That's it. And I think early bird ends in a couple of weeks.
16th of April.
So get on it, guys.
That's
It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be great.
Well, Morry.
Yes?
I don't know if you know this.
I don't know if you know this.
But one of the dudes who helped shape the modern Frisbee
Yes?
actually arranged to keep flying in one after he died.
I don't know. Sorry. How big is this thing?
So I'm obviously hitting Morry with these facts live, so he's getting the real reaction every time.
Read that.
So Ed Steady Hendrick, he was the engineer behind the original Whammo Frisbee. You probably grew up with one.
Yeah.
Because you're old. Yeah. He created disc golf, the sport disc golf.
Yes.
And when he died, he was cremated in August 2022. And his dying request was that some of his ashes be moulded into a limited run of memorial discs.
Right.
And those discs were given to friends and family, but some of them were sold to fund a memorial disc golf museum in his name.
Fantastic. And now there's just sitting on people's roofs.
Yeah. 100%. Now they're all just in the yards of old people who have probably all died in those homes, and no one's ever – the kids who have been waiting for the Frisbees are like 45 years old.
True. All chewed up by a dog.
Yeah.
That's remarkable, isn't it? I walk my dog in a park in Doncaster every Saturday because my son does sport near there, and I would normally go to this park, but it has the Frisbee golf Frisbee. Yeah, so you've got a dog off lead park combined with a Frisbee golf park. People are going to get angry.
There's going to be problems there for sure. That's where you need to go to farm your next funny in the moment. Just orchestrate it, honestly.
Yeah.
Funny in the moment.
You had to be there.
Funny in the moment.
Anything funny happened to you, Morry?
Oh, yeah. Let's see if this is funny in the moment. So last week I interviewed Stig Weems and Anthony Littlechild, who are also going to be at the Business of Comedy conference. They're producers and cinematographers and editors and everything creative. And Stig knows my family quite well, and has in fact, we've even stayed at his house. When after COVID, we came back from overseas and we stayed at his house for a couple of months. And Stig was asking about my son. My son's 16, so, you know, a difficult time, I can say. And he's being a little bit of a shit recently. A lot of parents can relate. And he said, how's he going? I said, look, he's a little bit of a shit. And what's he doing? Well, he's looking at joining the military. And Stig said to me, "Oh, which military is he joining? The Navy, the Air Force, or the Army?" And I said, "Honestly, I don't care, just as long as someone's shooting at him."
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's right.
It's funny enough. Probably not funny for your son.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
Little Xiaolong Bao. I don't know what's his code name.
Xiaolong Bao, yes. Yeah. So I mentioned I lived in China for 14 years. He was born in that window. So he is...
What was his... Did you guys have a little nickname while your wife was pregnant? You know, when you call your baby something?
Well, he got nicknamed Didi. His name is Dylan. But DD for the Chinese who just laughed now means penis.
Oh.
Yeah. It means little penis.
Oh.
Well, actually, it means willy, I think.
Willy.
Is probably a better word. So if you say someone...
So like little boys. I don't even want to finish that sentence, honestly.
Exactly. Like a willy.
I was convinced both of my daughters were boys, so they were both Kiefer.
Kiefer. Well, Kiefer Sutherland's a great name. One of my favourite movies of all time was Lost Boys.
Lost Boys. Well, that's been this week in comedy.
Fantastic.
You may or may not hear from us next week, guys. I don't know. ARN might be giving us a call any day now.
Well, hopefully. And again, just a reminder to anyone who's interested in the business of comedy, go to www.businessofcomedy.com.
That's it. Very exciting.
All right.
Until next time, Moz.
See you later on
This Week in Comedy.
Rock and roll.
How would you cook that?
Be more entertaining. I'm glad you liked that. I just did a little bit of weed.